Greetings, Gemini and Gemini rising. This is your Western forecast for March 2024. One of the big central themes is career. You know, that from launching a career, starting a new job, getting a promotion, having a lot more visibility in the professional world, getting more recognition. These are some of the themes that's being really set into motion in March. But Mars is is that ambitious, assertive planet, and it's going to continue in your career sector once every 2 years through the end of April. So March and April, central theme, really initiating career, new projects, taking the lead, getting a promotion. Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini. Mercury explains what is on your mind. What are you curious about? What are you learning? What are you discussing? Mercury is going into your 11th house on March the 9th, and it's going to be there for 2.5 months until May the 15th. Mercury, when it's in Aries is that fiery, that risk-taking, this restlessness, let's just go for it, this impulsive decision energies. But it's in your 11th house because Aries is 11 signs past Gemini. And one of the things the 11th house represents are your long-range goals and dreams and aspirations. So your mind, what are you planning? What are you really thinking? What are you discussing? Is now for the next 2.5 months is all on your long-range goals and aspirations, with all that career energy being really jump-started to the next level in March. Now, Mercury is usually in a sign for 3 to 4 weeks, but it's going to be in Aries, fiery Aries, which is positive with Gemini, for 2.5 months. Why? Because Mercury is going retrograde once again from April the 1st to April the 25th. So most of April, Mars is in retrograde, but remaining in the sign of Aries in your 11th. Then it moves forwards, kind of where you maybe reorganized your thoughts, have much more clarity, more focus, and then you're really going for it through the first 2 weeks of May. Now, before I unpack all of that, because there's some really exciting energies on socially, creatively, professionally, but before I break all this down, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find a direct link to sign up for my free daily message, or inquire about booking an astrology reading. All right, the sun is in Pisces, and Pisces is 10 signs past Gemini. The 10th house sector in astrology deals with business and career and leadership, visibility, sometimes fame, or it's just that the whole career is where you're being recognized or you're really focused on. So once a year, the first part of March, so from the end of February till March the 19th, the sun is shining in Pisces in your 10th house of careers. Venus, that planet of creativity, but pleasure, contentment. Venus is going into Pisces on March the 11th to April the 4th. So with the Sun and the Venus, it could be a lot of social energy, a lot of charming, popular energy around career and business. Great for artists, great for performers, because all that creative Venus energies. And then Mars goes into Pisces every 2 years into your 10th house on March the 22nd through the very end of April. Now, so that's where I'm saying there's a major emphasis on initiating new business, taking the lead, getting a promotion. Now, the new moon is, we have a new moon every 4 weeks. The new moon on March the 10th in Pisces, in your 10th house of careers. So that's where your attention is really being drawn to, is all that taking the lead and initiating new business projects. This new moon will be in harmony with Uranus. Uranus is thinking out of the box, brings in exciting new options and opportunities. Uranus can also represent technology or taking a whole new original approach. But for the whole world to have Uranus, exciting, innovative Uranus in harmony with the new moon, it once wherever that new moon impacts your individual horoscope is where you could be more open to shaking things up, trying new things. And for Gemini and Gemini rising in general, it's all on career. Now, the Sun in Pisces is only there until the 19th of March. Then it goes into the 11th, joining Mercury. But the new moon is going to be in Pisces on the 10th, and it's holding that Pisces career set energies until about April the 8th, when we're having the next new moon. But Mars, ambitious, assertive Mars, is going at the end of March, is going into your career sector once every 2 years to the end of April. So that's why I'm saying that the first part of March for Gemini and Gemini rising, you're getting really passionate and excited about career projects. And that new moon with Uranus, you're trying something new, something progressive, maybe being more open to technology. And the Mercury is in your 11th house for those 2.5 months from March the 9th through May the 15th. Because Mercury will be retrograding in April, remaining in Aries. So your whole mind, your attention, what you're learning, what you're planning, is all with Mercury in the Aries, fiery Aries, in your 11th of your long-range goals and aspirations. And then when the Sun leaves Pisces, it goes into Aries, moving into the 11th. It doesn't make the 11th group activities, friendships, long-range goals. That doesn't start to become the main theme. It becomes a secondary theme. The main theme is all this career, visibility, launching new projects, March through April. It's just that by March the 19th, when the Sun now moves into Aries, it's trying to bring in more detail. And then what I mean by that is very focused on business, but now with the 11th house is how to really achieve these goals, how to come up with a plan for achieving these major goals. And one of the and you might be realizing that working in collaboration with a teamwork might be more productive for you. Now, Mars is the warrior planet. Mars is ambitious, assertive, aggressive. Mars is in Aquarius. I've talked about this in last month's video On February the 12th, Mars went into Aquarius until March the 22nd. So the first 3 weeks of March, Mars is in Aquarius, an air sign, very positive with Gemini, an air sign. And the Mars is going to be in the 9th. On the 22nd of March, it goes into the 10th of careers and business matters to the end of April. But the first 3 weeks, with that new moon in the career sector, with the Sun and Venus, Mars creating all this passion, and with career, the Mars in the 9th could be really favorable for doing a lot of publishing, marketing. Also, that could be, perhaps really updating your website, or starting a new one, or starting an online business. That's all that 9th house of publishing and media and marketing. The other big theme is 2 weeks after the new moon is a full moon. But this full moon on March the 24th is a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. We have eclipses, a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. They always come within 2 weeks before or after, once like every 6 months. Now, a full moon lunar eclipse is like a full moon on steroids. It really brings a lot of matters to a head, a time of culmination. And being in Libra, this is also really positive for you, because Libra is an air sign, very positive with Gemini, an air sign. So here you're having ambitious, assertive Mars the first 3 weeks in the air sign of Aquarius. And then on March the 24th, we're having a full moon lunar eclipse where the effects can last for quite a while in harmony with Gemini, but coming from the 5th house. The 5th house in business has a lot to do with investing and speculation. And so that could be taking a big business risk, or investing in some kind of new business. When I start talking about your personal life, the 5th house that's being really focused, and eclipses repeat the same cycle every 19 years. So this full moon lunar eclipse in your 5th house in the sign of Libra doesn't happen. It happens like once or twice within a year, and then it doesn't happen for 19 years. So this is not a common occurrence. And in the personal life, the 5th house deals with children, romance, love affairs. Now, before I break all that down, this is part of the forecast where I like to look at, well, how's all this affecting your health, your relationships, your business? So Mars in the air sign of Aquarius, the first 3 weeks, is bringing a lot of enthusiasm and drive to your body. That's the Sun. But then the Mars being is going to be in the angular house, the 10th house of careers. So outside of career, it's really stimulating a lot of ambition and drive. So you're really pumped up to really go for it with career and making your mark in the world, but it's also amping up your physical energy. We're just bringing a lot more enthusiasm, and you need energy for all of that. When it comes to relationships, Venus is the planet of love. Mars is all that physical energies. when Venus and Mars are together, which is going to be from March the 22nd. That's when Mars goes into Pisces. Venus had already been in Pisces since the 9th. So from March the 22nd till April the 4th, Venus and Mars are together in Pisces. That's when the romantic sparks, the creativity, the passion. But the Venus-Mars is in your 10th house. Now, the 10th house is business. But with all this passion, you could be through work or through an authority figure. Doesn't have to be at the job, or at the job. There might be some passions, but this is probably more about creative passions, and trying to pitch new ideas at a sales meeting, and having all that robust passion and creative energy, and people are loving it. That full moon lunar eclipse, a lunar eclipse can bring things to a culmination, bring things to a head. So it can be a time of endings or major readjustments. Being in your 5th house. That could be a love affair, and could also be issues with children, and maybe there's have to be some taking, maybe you're really thinking about children, or having them, not having them. That could be an issue. But romantically, the 5th house is more temporary. It's more of a love affair. The 7th house is more of a commitment. The 7th house is the house of marriage. The 5th house is more of dating, more of a love affair. So with the lunar eclipse, which is powerful readjustments, if you're in a love affair, one of two things in general will happen, because we got to look at your own specific horoscope and see what's being impacted. But it's going to change. Is it finally going to go from just casually dating to making a serious commitment, a proposal, living together, or realizing this isn't going anywhere? And that could be the beginning of the end. That could be that full moon lunar eclipse in the 5th. And with business, I've really talked quite a bit about all of this, but with that major focus on career matters, and that lunar eclipse in the 5th dealing with business, now that could be really favorable for taking a risk, gambling on a whole new business. But the 5th house also deals with creative, which could be entertainment or sports. That's also the 5th house. And that Venus-Mars at the end of the month, in your career sector, that's stimulating a lot of ambition and drive. That could be really favorable for launching an entertainment job, business, or getting involved in the sports field, because sports is a multi-billion-dollar business. But I think with Mars, as I have already talked about, ambitious, fiery Mars, in the first 3 weeks in the 9th house, that's all the publishing and the marketing, trying to get yourself recognized out to the world, because you're ready to start being very focused on business and achieving your long-range plans and goals. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.